Fortunately or unfortunately for whoever wins this series, you'll have to go up against Furia in the upper bracket final, who is going to be a tough one. So we'll see who gets that privilege to play Furia in that upper bracket final.
But you know, at the end of the day, if you know that there is a juggernaut, if you will, in your tournament, it's better if it's double elimination to play them early, because who knows, you might be able to shock the world and send them down to that lower bracket. And I mean, also, you might learn something just in case you have to play them again. You might be able to adapt just a little bit better. So, you know, going up and playing Furia, yes, you might end up taking the loss, but that doesn't mean that you're not going to be able to take away some positive things from it.
Well, we'll see how both these teams are feeling as we jump into game number 1. 30 seconds already in. And Loud tried to attack for the first time. Sad almost was able to drop that one down. Couldn't get over it. Drops, I had mentioned about a year or two ago, I had casted him in another kind of community cup type thing. And Drops went for a flip reset, I swear, every single time he was on the ball. He is the flip reset master. Now, I don't think he does that in every single tournament, but he is so confident. And that is a scary thing to go up against players who are so confident in players like Drop and Loud. Certainly better for it. Drops has been so good for them in the goal scoring department. Like I said earlier, top 10 in South America when it comes to goals per game. He has been knocking them down.
And I know that a lot of the overconfident or the super confident players in Rocket League are also pretty nasty at 1v1. So I don't know if Drops is a 1v1 aficionado, but that would make sense in my head.
Confidence is key. It's why a team like Furia is so good. Not only are their players better than most, but their confidence certainly exudes that. Klaus, the other big-time goal scorer for Loud, is able to strike first, and it's a 1-0 lead.
Great stuff going to be coming out of Claus. He says, I got a gift for you right now, feeling like Santa. Up 1-0 for Loud, excuse me. Is Claus going to be able to put that first one in for Loud?
No, I like it. It is Cloud now. It just slapped his name together with Loud. It's Klaus.
Just throw K in front of it.
Yeah, why not? Loud already in the lead, but Wisty responds. Pechi on the board, and Wisty working his magic through the midfield. That was all him. Takes the collection touch and then plays the touch off of Sad, comes right back to him, slots it in near post, and Wisty able to fight for his first.
Yeah, Wisty interacted with all three players there and was able to beat out all three. So great stuff coming in from Pechi, able to find that answer back quickly, because one thing you don't want is to be sitting on an 0-1 hole for too long, because then it starts to eat at your confidence a little bit. You start to think, man, are we going to be able to tie it up? But just like that, Loud come back and they take the lead yet again. We got ourselves some fireworks.
Flip reset. That time he brought it all the way down. He didn't use it on the ball, and then got that last defender to think about it for a second. Great play from Drops. A lot of poise on that play to take the touch to the wall, collect, then get the flip reset, make the defender think about where you're going to go, and then bring it all the way down and pick your spot. 2-1 lead for Loud, and Drops looking good.
Now the question is this pace of this game going to stay this high? Because right now, man, it seems like we could be getting a goal every 15, 20 seconds with the way these squads are playing. There's a lot of aggression going to be coming out. A lot of open net opportunities. Wisty was trying to find another one right there. Heading back the other way, though. Sadness making something happen. He left it off for Drops. He wasn't able to find the target just quite, as it did get saved away.
Oh, Wisty wanted to take that one himself, but Claw's able to demo him to ensure that his attack would be foiled, as this series is not going to be similar to the series that we just watched with Gamer Legion and Furia. This one, I know we're at odds in the prediction room, but we both picked teams to drop games in this series, and I think we're going to be right about that part. This one's going to be back and forth.
Oh yeah, precisely. Looking at this one, I will say solid defense has been coming out from these squads ever since a few goals went back-to-back-to-back in rapid succession. Seems like both of these squads have started to settle down just a tad bit. But Pechi is going to need to pick things up. They're going to need to make sure Loud doesn't get another one. Loud putting on so much pressure against this Pechi net, but not able to find the back of the goal just quite. Solid defense still as Pechi hold the line yet again.
I mean, it should have been a third for Loud. Pechi kind of on some extra time here. Got a minute 20 left on the clock, and now Pechi trying to attack. They just can't hang on to it. First touch for Bems. Under one and then over the next. As drops on the backboard, and he'll take his time to carry this one out. Got AJG to go, and then the next man from Bems, Wisty, opted to not chase, and he'll take the touch in the midfield.
Yeah, Wisty does get that one stolen right from him. Now it's going to be Pechi looking to make the opportunity happen, and no! It hits the post. So close, yet so far, as Pechi almost able to find the equalizer. Now with only 45 seconds remaining, that clock is ticking. Pechi's going to need to figure out exactly how to break this Loud defense. And Loud right now are just waiting for their opportunity. They're saying, all right, we'll play solid defense, but if you give us an opportunity to strike, we'll take this thing right on down and have a mean counterattack waiting for you.
Yeah, certainly some equilibrium here. Loud, we mentioned earlier, should have had their third. They missed it. And Pechi should have had their second, and they missed it. So
yeah,
all things equal in the end. And it's a one-goal game with 15 seconds left, and Loud trying to find a way out, but it's Wisty who gets this one off the back wall. Bems trying to follow up. 8 seconds left now. Pechi throwing everything they can to try and keep this one in the attacking zone. Wisty, the weak shot denied by Sad, and Drops will make sure it will drop to the ground. Loud on the board first in the series.
Yeah, and for substance, it seems like Drops is doing a little bit of both right now today on the pitch. So hopefully he'll be able to keep that one going. I know there's a lot of people in the crowd hoping that, in the chat, hoping that Loud are able to keep this ball rolling because they're doing a solid job so far. They've done solid on defense when need be and looked good on offense when they feel like they need to put that pressure on. So we'll see if they can keep this one rolling as, oh my goodness, thought that was going to be another early goal coming out for Loud.
Scary start for Pechi, defensively at least, as Wisty's got to poorly clear this one away. Drops, plays it out over to Claus, and what a play from Drops to find his teammate. The dynamic duo linking up again, and a 1-0 lead for Loud in the first 30 seconds.
Claus with another one, a beautiful center off the sidewall, going to be coming in, and Claus says this is too easy. Nobody's going to be able to stop this one whatsoever. You can't be giving Claus looks like that.
Well, what a pass, though, from Drops. I mean, that's tough for Pechi. That type of pass is just so hard to read, and certainly for Loud to be positioned so well. A very well-earned first goal on the side of Loud, but Pechi have a lot of time, and they showed us near the end of that game that there was a lot of opportunity they left on the table as this one's pinched towards the net. AJG tried to get the bump, he didn't, but he keeps it in play. Drops awkwardly clearing this one back to his corner.
That was a solid play attempt coming out from Pechi. Weren't able to make it happen, but I like what I'm seeing. I like the opportunities that they're giving themselves. Loud still solid on the defensive end. Big Demo going to be coming out, and that might be able to set up Bims. He might be looking to make the pass, but no. Going to get thwarted away yet again. The Loud defense is hanging tight as this one does get cleared across the net. Dangerous ball in front of the Loud net. Finally is going to be cleared away as Drops is going to be fighting for this one. Finally, it's going to be Wisty able to get control of it, and here we go. Drops able to finally get another touch onto it. After looking for that touch for quite some time, Sadness sending this one right on down. This is still going to be in Loud's possession. It seems like Pechi are doing a solid job of getting touches here and there, but overall, Loud are kind of controlling the pace of this game.
Yeah, Pechi are letting Loud kind of play around with it and waiting for mistakes, but here comes HAG trying to block all the way through, and he had help. Pechi will barrel through the defense and find their equalizer.
Yeah, if we look at this right here, you can see Bims. He understood the assignment. He said, Claus, I got to at least get a hood on you, and that's exactly what he was able to do. So we find ourselves in a 1-1 situation. Yeah, I can definitely see this series being all one-goal games. I really don't know if there's going to be any blowouts throughout this series, just because these squads right now, you can tell that they are pretty evenly matched, at least in the way they're playing right now.
Yeah, certainly. And I think that was pretty apparent in Game 1, and maybe even more apparent here in Game 2, as you're pointing out, and rightfully so. Trading blows between Loud and Pechi. And we all win when we see this type of competition on the pitch. It's a 1-0 lead in the series for Loud, but we might find an equalizer as Pechi attacking off the ceiling. Wisty to himself. Tries to go to the backboard now. It's a signature shot from Wisty. Oh my goodness, he puts it home.
Wisty with a beauty, able to find this one as he sends it right past Drops, and then Claus couldn't get there in time either. Wow, what a beautiful, beautiful play coming in. As Pechi find the advantage.
Oh, that is such a beautiful shot in Rocket League to play it off the ceiling. Your next touch is to the backboard, and then your final touch is into the net. It flows so nicely. That's why it's so famous. And a 2-1 lead for Pechi. Wisty leading the way.
Pechi definitely showing a lot of fight in them right now. Now it's going to be Loud that are on the back burner. Oh my goodness, Loud almost able to put one in all the way from across the pitch. But it is going to be the Pechi defense holding strong for now. But you can tell Pechi is definitely on their heels a little bit. This Loud aggression is starting to overwhelm Pechi just a tad. But there we go, as that demo is going to be coming out, relieving a little bit of pressure. Almost opening up an opportunity, but whew, man, that player came back just in time.
And so now, in game one, Rome, we were talking about Loud, and maybe even into game two, how much pressure they've had, how much attack they had. Look at this little passing play, as Wisty will have to break it up. But now Loud, it feels like they're getting a little deflated. You're seeing this shot from AJG. It's wide open on target, and Pechi running away with game two.
Yeah, Loud just getting way too aggressive on the offensive end. Nobody able to get back. And, I mean, hey, listen, AJG said, if you're going to give me that open of a net from this midfield, I'm going to be taking it all day. That's going to be free and clear to take this 3-1 advantage. And now Pechi, they look solid on the defensive end so far once they had the advantage. So the question is, are they going to be able to keep that up? We have seen today a 3-1 lead evaporate. The question is, will that happen in this second series as well?
It's a good point. Certainly different teams this time around. Less than a minute to go. Pechi still knocking on the door. Loud looking a little deflated. A little run down here in game two. As this one comes out to HAG, couldn't get around it. Wisty, no, it's going to be Bems who puts it on target once again, but Sad on the clear. 40 seconds left. Loud need to score with time left on the clock, but right now they've got to worry about Wisty, who has been a menace in game two.
AJG going to be looking to set up his teammate as well, but nothing's going to be there, and this is what I'm talking about, Pechi. Need to relax a little bit, because sometimes if you get too aggressive on the offensive end, you leave your net open. And finally, look at this, Drops just leaving it off for Claws. Great play coming out.
And that's exactly what they needed. 25 seconds left. It's plenty of time to not only go into the next kickoff, but then have a little bit of time to formulate your next attack. So it's the perfect time to do it. You don't want to give one up off the kickoff, but maybe it was all planned. Maybe it's over to Sad. It's a shot on target. Sad puts it away, and everything went according to plan for Loud.
Rarely do you see plays like that work out exactly how you drew it up, but that is exactly what happened for Loud. They find the equalizer off of the kickoff, and now, I mean, this might be overtime. This might be a 0-second goal. Who knows how this one's going to shape up, but I'm excited.
And you called it, Robe. You were saying we've seen it before. We saw it in the previous series, and now a misplay, and it's going to go in for Claws. What happened to Pechi? How did they let Loud back in?
Another series where we see a 3-1 lead evaporate before our eyes as Loud scores 3 unanswered goals within the last 45 seconds to take the lead in this one. Looking to take the 2-0 lead in the series. Pechi, you cannot let this one slip through your fingers.
Bems, oh, it's denied by Claws. 4 seconds left, and Pechi need to keep this one in the air if they want to have a shot. It will be denied, and somehow mentioned it. Loud started to feel a little deflated, a little behind, but even though Pechi was leading for the majority of that game, when things went south, they went really south and really fast for Pechi.
And that's what it felt like. It felt like, you know, Loud was on the back burner a little bit. You know, Pechi was getting a little bit confident. They said, okay, you're giving us these chances. We'll take these chances, not realizing that if they mess up one of these chances, it might leave their net wide open. And that's exactly what happened. And it just gave Loud an opportunity to get back into the game. If they would have just stayed solid on the defensive end, not overcommit on the offensive end, we'd probably be looking at a 1-1 series right now. But that's not the case. Loud able to find the answer, find exactly what they need to get this game rolling. Oh man, Claws almost able to find another one, but not able to get it in as it just goes barely wide of the net.
So important for Pechi to start off strong. Doesn't mean they have to score immediately. Well, okay, they are. AJG's going to put it away. They shut me up real quick. Pechi's going to score in the first minute. And it is exactly what they needed. I mean, hey, like I said, getting up 1-0 as fast as you possibly can is great. And they will find the target. AJG on the tackle will put it home. And it's exactly what Pechi needed. I was about to go on a rant talking about how Pechi, you let one slip away. It's the only thing more painful than a game like that is maybe being reverse swept in a series. And for Pechi, you've got to get back into your groove, into your momentum. And that's the perfect way to do it.
I mean, hey, your prediction was a 3-2 in favor of Pechi, so a reverse sweep is definitely on the cards if your prediction's going to be coming correct today. Just got to wait and see if that's going to be the case as Pechi yet again find themselves with an advantage in this series. Question is, are they going to be able to thwart off this loud offensive attack that can come in waves oh so rapidly? So right now, it's actually going to be Pechi able to get some solid offensive pressure against this loud back half.
And now, step number 1 is scoring, right? Get your lead back as you did in the previous game. Step number 2 is don't give it away this time for Pechi.
Yeah.
I know it's just a 1-goal lead, but in the previous series, you gave up, what, a 2-3 goal lead, and now you're right back into a winning position, and that's exactly where you want to be if you got to put on a reverse sweep.
Wisty almost able to hit a nice redirect there, but AJG gonna say, you know what? I'll leave it off for Bims. And what a play coming out as Pechi find themselves with a 2-goal advantage. We've been here before, though.
Yeah, great pickup from AJG after that roll from the ceiling and finds his teammate in traffic as well. Perfectly placed from AJG to Bems. Bems puts it home. 2-0 lead for Pechi, as you mentioned. And right back into the driver's seat, right back to where I think they should have ended that previous game. See if they can hold on.
Yeah, the thing is for Loud is, hey, I'm going to be saying, listen, we are chilling, guys. We've been in this hole before, down 2 goals. And guess what? With 50 seconds left, they were able to still pull off the win outright without seeing overtime. So if I'm Loud, I'm feeling all right. I'm feeling like if we just play our game, play solid, look for our opportunities, and capitalize on them, we'll be able to come back in this one as well.
A lot of game time left. Just under half a game. But I will say, we're going back to what we were mentioning the back half of game 2 before Loud made the comeback, where they just feel a little flat right now. The passes, they're not really passing. It's a lot of long-range clears to relieve pressure. They go right back into the hands of Pechi. Air dribbles to the corner, or carries to the corner like this, that are instantly broken up by Wisty. And Loud just not showing any creativity right now.
Yeah, they're really struggling to make some solid offensive plays happen. I will say we've seen already this Loud roster put together a couple of pretty clean ones, so expecting them to pick it up at some point here. Maybe this is going to be their opportunity. Sadness not able to connect on that. Claws not able to either. Going to need to get back and corral this one as Pechi trying to put on some more pressure on this offensive end. It gets centered across the net, but nobody from Pechi is going to be there as Pechi is playing smart this time as they are rotating back. They're not going to say, oh, we got a chance, let's go ahead and go all for it. Yet again, Pechi say, you know what, Loud, you're going to have to overcommit. We'll take that all day long. Solid defense turns into beautiful, beautiful offense.
Yeah, and I think Wisty might have got a bump there on that last man, but I don't even know if it would have mattered. I think it was Sad who was on the ball. He just kind of flipped by it and couldn't get a hold of it and left the backfield wide open for Pechi. You could talk about Loud pushing up and, trying to force it as time ticked down, but I think that might have just been a little minor mechanical, maybe major mechanical mistake from Loud. And like I said, just feeling a little flat right now. I don't even think they're necessarily slower than Pechi. It's just Pechi, higher quality touches leading to higher quality outcomes right now.
It is the morning. Maybe Loud didn't drink their coffee yet. Maybe they haven't fully woken up. Some people still yawning across the regions, just now waking up, getting out of bed, watching these games from their bed on their phone. That's how a lot of people enjoy Rocket League in the mornings, especially for these other regions. There's another one going to be going in for Claws as a potential comeback in this game number 3 is starting. I'm not going to say it's happening just quite yet, but we've seen this story before. 40 seconds down by 2.
Now, hold on a second. I'm not going to say it either, but we've seen it a couple times now that things like this could happen. And here comes Drops. This one dangerously coming out to the middle of the field. Double commits coming out from Pechi. This one over the head of AJG. Claws lets it go for Sad, and a weak shot towards the net. That was the time to do it if you were Loud, and now You're just hoping to score with time left on the clock.
Yeah, I thought Loud was going to try to drop that down, a little infield pass, but went for the fake instead. And that might cost them a little bit as, oh man, Bims is going to be taking it the other way. And yeah, Loud just found themselves in a position where they had to full send it. And Pechi took full advantage of that situation yet again. And now we got ourselves essentially solidified a 2-1 series.
Yeah, that time certainly Loud, trying to force it. Time's ticking down. You got to make something happen. No shame in giving up a goal when you're down 2 already with, less than 20 seconds left. You've got to go for everything you possibly can. Pechi this time able to hold on to their lead and even build on it. So finishing up what they got started in the previous game, but this time backs are, talking up claws, talking up drops, and talking about goals per game and RLCS and things of that nature. But in that last game, they were held to almost nothing throughout that game. So Pechi, certainly their defense showing up, and as soon as I start talking about it, Claus says, what are you talking about, Caster, man? I'm putting away goals at the same rate I always have been.
He said, okay, I need to up my average a little bit. I got you, Corelli, right here. Top left corner. Great stuff going to be coming in from Claus.
And a good start for Loud. Obviously, you're up 1-0 in the first 3 seconds, but I think especially after a game like that where that was a painful way to lose. Slow, and you just didn't get anything going, and the lead just kept getting bigger and bigger and bigger for Pechi. We'll see if Loud can hang on to this lead or if Pechi can make this series a little bit more interesting.
And I will say for Loud is, actually, there we go. We got ourselves a tie game as Bims is going to be able to answer back. I was saying Loud is probably going to be feeling really good about scoring that quickly off of such a rough, long, drawn-out game. But the fact that Pechi answered back, they're going to be taking that confidence right back away from Loud, saying, hey, you got to start over again. You're not going to be taking an early lead over us, just like that.
Good response from Pechi as well, especially when you're in a position of having to reverse sweep. It's very tough when you could go down in the first 3 seconds, at least mentally. So to bounce back is the best thing you could possibly do in the time frame that they did. Pechi back, jumping towards the net now. As Loud trying to find each other across the box. No one's there. Wisty one-on-one with drops. Has options. Delays the flick and almost puts it home.
Oh,
that
my
time
gosh.
off the post.
He had a man there. Oh, almost able to get the double. Not going to be there just quite. So many chances, and finally Wisty is going to be able to send it home. Great stuff. Great pressure going to be coming in from Pechi. And wow, I forgot who that was, but yeah, that player just tried to do it all by their lonesome, and they were almost able to. That would have been incredible.
Yeah, that was Wisty on that dribble, and he delayed that flick and almost delayed it long enough to get by that defender, but unfortunately went straight into the post on the flick. And so Pechi, in the end, do get Wisty his goal off of the AJG touch, which was fantastic, by the way. In a moment of chaos, that ball comes down hard into the box. AJG just lofts it over to his teammate, and now Bems over to AJG off the crossbar, and Pechi, boy, are they rolling. The defense had nothing but to just stare at this play.
Yeah, starting to cook a little bit right now. Pechi is getting this thing going, and Loud are going to need to figure out a way to stop this momentum that Pechi have acquired, because right now, this is not the type of momentum that you want a team to have, especially heading into a potential Game 5 decider. And yeah, they are just letting this momentum grow even more as AJG finds the 4th goal in just 90 seconds into this game number 4. Pechi are cooking with some hot fish grease right now.
Yeah, they're looking good, and they are putting away basically every single chance they have against this Loud defense. So Loud, I mean, the good news is you do have a ton of time to forge a comeback if it were to happen. The bad news is you're down by 3, and Pechi, they might get at least one more in the next 3 minutes and 15 seconds. As Bems picks this one up, one-on-one, tries to go under, and just getting a touch is that last man. Wisty, he'll try his luck over the top of one, and it goes in. What was that angle from Wisty?
Yeah, I was going to say, the way that Pechi is playing right now, I could almost guarantee there's going to be another goal from them throughout this game. And Wisty, what an angle. That's just incredible coming out. And, Wisty has really been impressed with me all series long, for real. Like, his positioning, the way that he's able to put these balls perfectly on target. Great stuff coming out of him for sure.
So a 5-1 lead for Pechi. And we talked about it. It felt like Pechi for the last couple games, including the one they lost, they had looked the better team. I think the previous game and this game have certainly proved that, at least in the series state as it stands right now. Pechi certainly looking like they'll force a game 5, but maybe Loud can answer back. Just half a game left. That shot you would have loved to seen drop, cut the lead down to 3. But now Wisty, oh my goodness, can he do it again? 0 boost, this time stopped by drops.
Yeah, and the big thing in my opinion for Loud is you're probably not going to win this game, realistically. So the thing is, in my opinion, is you got to say, okay, let's just hold them and make sure that Pechi does not score for this last half of this game. Because if they're able to at least hold them off and keep them at 5 goals, they'll be feeling a little bit better heading into game number 5, because that means that they did slow down the momentum just a tad bit. But my goodness, Pechi is not letting up whatsoever, as so many opportunities coming out for them, but they need to be careful to not overcommit. As Loud are hungry and waiting for their opportunity to strike yet again. The demo coming out, and that's their opportunity as Claus sends it back the other way on the counterattack.
Great play from Sadness. This first touch to take it into the carry, and then getting ahead of the ball to take care of Wisty. Down to Claus, shot on target. Put it in the hands of your shooter, and he'll put it away. And I know it's a 3-goal game here, but Loud have time to make the comeback. If they can get this kickoff to at least go in their favor, or at least into possession, get them back on offense. And time is of the essence here for Loud, obviously. You certainly don't want to give up another one to Pechi. That one dangerously floats across the box. No one there to put it home.
Yeah, and that is the thing, is that Pechi, you can tell they're not going to be overcommitting on the offense.
Oh my gosh.
Goodness. No. No. And Bims just took it from him. I think he would have had that one. I think Wisty would have had that one by his loads. But Bims said, you know what? I'll clean this one up. I'll take that one. I appreciate the assist.
Oh my goodness. Wisty, I don't know if he was just going for a pogo there, just backwards, but either way, he faked everyone on that shot and got the help from his teammate to put it home. Pechi, my oh my, it's been led by Wisty in this game and at the end of that previous. Wisty has been the man for Pechi in this series to lead them to this game 5. And I know there's a minute left, but with a 4-goal scoreline, the way that Pechi have been playing, I don't know if Loud's going to get back into this game.
Yeah, I will say with confidence, no possibility of a caster curse, Pechi's going to win this game pretty solidly. I'm feeling pretty good about that one.
I feel the same way. And for Loud, we talk about, them being a little flat. Certainly not being slow by any means, but they have to slow this boy Wisty down. He is just all over him. He's getting so much time, so much space to do whatever he wants. Loud need to be a little bit more proactive defensively. They can get the job done offensively.
Wow.
As Claus is denied. And Drops can't get a hold of it. Bem's just going to try and run out some time, let this one float. AJG going to take a pot shot towards the net. And Pechi fighting back in this series. A little pre-jump from Drops and Claus, but they know this game's over, and Loud back to the drawing board.
Yeah, and I will say the one good thing, positive, that you could take away if you are Loud is that the last 2.5 minutes, it was a 1-1 game. Loud got a goal, Pechi got a goal. All of Pechi's first 5 goals were in the first half of that game. Alive and well. Potential for a 3-2. It could happen right here. It's going to be for one of these teams. Pechi looking to make it happen. And you know what? This SAM region, you know what SAM stands for, right? Some amazing matches, and that's exactly what we got going down right here, as we got ourselves a game 5 on our hands.
I like that. I don't know if I've ever heard that one, but I agree. I've always really enjoyed watching the South American region. That's why I've got my Furia jersey. I've been a big fan of the Furia squad, and of course many of these South American teams ever since they joined RLCS. In fact, I used to team with South American players back in the day, once upon a time. But enough about me, as Pechi looking for the reverse sweep over Loud. This would be a devastating loss as Drops playing it slow, trying to slot it, and denied by Wisty.
Oh, that was one of those situations. I don't know if waiting was the best option there. It looked like he had a great chance, but this one might get cleaned up. No, another save going to be coming in from AJG. Loud putting in a lot of pressure. They can't leave themselves susceptible on that back end. If they put so much pressure onto this Pechi defense, so far, Loud doing a solid job, and they look a little bit different. Oh, but AJG almost able to put one right into the back of the net. Sadness able to get that beautiful save to clutch things up and keep this one at a 0-0 score line.
Yeah, some clutch saves coming out from both ends of the field. That last man, they even in traffic while being harassed in the net, they are still making big-time saves on some big-time shots. As HAG tries to flick over off the crossbar follow-ups, they're denied on the goal line. Sadness was a brick wall, and Drops trying to carry this one out. It's Wisty with full boost, and someone's got to find him. The pass came down, and Pechi couldn't capitalize. But that's scary with Wisty coming from your corner with full boost. You do not want to see that happen. And now Wisty, the magician, has somehow had this one come out to the corner unscathed as he puts it home.
I was just about to say, it's going to be Wisty or Claus that steps up for one of these teams and really puts their foot down in this game number 5. And right now, Wisty said, you know what? It's looking like that's going to be me. Able to find that first one, which is so big because Loud probably felt like they were slowing Pechi down, their momentum just a little bit. But with that goal, Loud is going to be feeling really, really down bad right now to understand that they've got to stop this momentum, get a goal of their own, which they haven't been able to do in quite some time.
Good first touch from Claus, and the pass over to Drops. It's a tap in for Drops, and Loud, they find their response, and so smart from Claus. I talked about Loud needing to be more proactive, but I really like this play. Just bringing the ball down, letting the play develop a little bit longer, and allowing your attackers to get into position, and that last man could do nothing about it.
Yeah, anytime you're in a 2-on-1, even in basketball, they always tell you, if you got the ball, don't pass it until the defender commits to you. And the second that the defender committed to Claus, he dropped it on over for Drops, and that's just a thing of beauty right there in Rocket League. Got ourselves a 1-1 game halfway through this game number 5. One of these squads moving on up, one of these squads moving on down. It is a double elimination bracket, so whoever does lose this game number 5 will still have an opportunity to end up winning it all in this tournament.
Winner gets to play Fury. Loser goes down to the lower bracket. Either way, it's going to be a tough spot. But you certainly want to be on the winning side of things. And right now, it's Wisty yet again. 2 goals on 3 shots, and it's a 1-goal lead for Pechi.
Off the backboard, he saw Wisty coming in. He said, here you go, buddy. That's a wide open net for you. And Wisty's going to be taking those all day long and capitalizing. It's Pechi yet again find themselves in the lead.
Bebs and Pechi want to keep that attack going. Certainly don't let Loud back into this game. You have your opportunity to shut them down, but here comes the shot, and as soon as you say it, it's Claus to put it home. It's a tie ball game once again. This one back and forth.
Claus has an assist and a goal. Wisty's got 2 goals. Both of the superstars are really showing out right here in this game number 5. Someone's going to need to step up, though, and be the one to put that final nail in the other team's coffin. Who is it going to be as Claus is going up, gets it past one defender, not able to get it into the top right corner, almost able to. Very, very close. Now we got to see if this Loud pressure is going to be able to equate to anything. Not quite. Drops looking to make something happen off the backboard one more time. What's he going to be able to do? Nothing, as it is corralled up by the Pechi defense. But just for a second, as Sadness gets a touch onto it. And Pechi able to do a solid job of thwarting this offensive attack coming in from Loud.
Just over a minute, and we're all tied up. Loud. I had spoken about them feeling so flat, but now all of a sudden, they seem so sharp offensively. You're getting your shooters in shooting positions, and you're allowing your playmakers to make plays. That's been the biggest difference for Loud, as the positioning has just been so much better for them. Giving themselves opportunity, passing lanes for each other, not just booming the ball away straight into Pechi's hands. They're bringing that ball down, and like I said earlier, allowing the play to develop. But right now, it's Pechi who's been attacking the back wall. And with 40 seconds left, here comes the demo. HAG, the last man, and a monster touch from him, but it still drops towards the net. Loud threatening, still at the top of the box, and still Pechi can't get a hold of it. Claus plays it across now, and HAG should be able to bring this one down and take the next challenge, as Wisty and Pechi trying to slow things down, but it's not happening. drops, shot on target, no one's home. Loud find the net, and with 16 seconds left, they whittle down the defense.
Loud found themselves at a deficit in this game and able to find 2 back-to-back goals. This squad is going massive. They were down in a game before and made a miraculous comeback. The question is, are they going to be able to hold on to it this time, as they have that 1 goal advantage over this Pechi roster that we know can strike fire, but they've only got 10 seconds left to do it.
AJG could not get a hold of that one, and with 5 seconds left, you feel like he could have done more there. This one off the corner. AJG again called upon. He's got to keep this up, but he's out of boost, and he has no options downfield in Sadness. Trying to kill it, and he will. Loud in a grueling Game 5. Stay